Welcome, everybody. This is G. You are right where you belong. This is All Astrology, where we take a walk together through the energetic weather. We are going to take a deep dive. We're going to take a deep dive. For those who are adventurous, for those who are seekers of knowledge, we're going to take a walk through the August new moon, August 18th, 2020, and the time of that is 9:42 p.m. And then this is for a Central Standard Time Zone. So you would adjust for the time zone that you live in. We go over the new moons because it is a time of setting intentions. And when we take the astrological dive, we see on paper why it's a powerful time, why it's used as a time for setting intentions, why it is a time of saying, hey, to the universe, this is what I want. This is where I'm going to focus. This is what I'm working on. And when you see where the energies are, you understand how to better work with those energies. It's the understanding of, okay, it's going to be a good day to do this based on the weather, right? You're not going to go to the beach and decide to get a tan and take the kids with you for them to play in the sand and splash around with the surf if you find out there's going to be lightning and thunder. No, you're not going to do that. You're going to say, oh, that's not a good day for that. Might be a better day than to go to the museum to find some indoor activities. This is that. It's understanding the energetic frequencies, the power, the flow of the energy, and saying, I'm going to take my destiny in my hands, and I am going to work with it. I am going to co-create with the divine frequencies that come through. And this is the knowledge of the universe. So here we go, August new moon. We're going to break it down. But before I get into that, if you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. I am G. This is All Astrology. You are right where you belong. Here we are family. Here we understand each other because we see who you are energetically at your very foundational core level. And if you haven't gotten a chance to get your own chart, or at least even know what your rising sign is, your rising sign is this spot right here. It's always the same spot on the eastern horizon. This is the sign for this particular chart, which is Eris rising. Fascinating, because Eris is it's a new beginning. It's a start. You need to get your birth time, birth date, birth city, birth state. Get those digits to me, and I can tell you what your rising sign is, and that is for free. Free 99, folks. Get your rising sign, free 99. All right, let's dive into this. Let's get into the new moon energy. Again, August 18th, 2020. 9:42 p.m. Central Standard Time. I give out the times. There is a window of a power, a window of wishing power. There is an author. She's no longer with us. She was a great astrologer, and her work is in print as a great resource. Her name is Jan Spiller. Jan is the first name, and Spiller is the last name. Spiller or AR. I don't have the books in front of me. I have quite a few of her books that I've studied for many years. You might want to get your hands on some of those. She has one that's literally called New Moons, and it explains the powers, and it also breaks down the signs and how you understand what energies each sign has. And so I'll give you an example. This new moon will be happening in the sign of Leo energy. So when we understand the Leo power and its traits, qualities, and characteristics, then we understand what it is we are going to be working with, what the tools are, what the intentions will be. So Leo energy, right off the top of the head, right? Leo energy is related to the 5th house. Leo energy is ruled by the sun, okay? And so this is the creative energy. This is Leo energy, very creative. Leo is the spotlight. It's my individual way of expressing, all right? It's your unique ability. It's the spotlight is on you, you're on the stage, and you talk, you express, you communicate, you relate in ways like nobody else. It's a very form of unique expression. And so that's why we attain the creative essence, the creative quality to who we are. Leo shines, right? And when Leos talk, think of the lion. What does the lion do? It's got that growl, right? That lion can get very loud. Leo energy, children, joy, creativity, romance, how I have fun with my body, how I can be physically fun. This is Leo energy, loves games. Leo energy is sports energy, because Leo energy is also how you risk, how you take a risk, right? Sometimes dating can be risky, right? We feel like, oh God, do I want to put myself out there again? Sports, betting, like this is all that Leo vibe. It's fun, right? It's all that Leo energy. And the new moon in Leo means you want to know where the sign of Leo is in your personal birth chart. So if you don't know, get your birth digits to me, comment down below. That's how you get it to me. I am always on YouTube. This is where all my time is consumed. So if you want to get in contact with G, comment below this video or any recent video and I will find you. It will pop right up. Your name will be there. I will get back to you. If you read below any of my videos, you see I do get back to people. This is my thing. This is what I'm here for. I'm here for you. Let's take a look at the details of this. We're going to swing on down through here. If you've got your chart, get it out. I want you to be prepared. I want you to take a look as we go through this so that you can understand these general energies I'm going to talk about, how they're going to pertain to you in your personal chart. You see the symbol for the sun is that circle with the circle in the middle. You see the symbol for the moon, right? There's the moon. There's Mercury. There's Venus, and so on. So when we get over here, we find the sun, right? We see the moon, we see Mercury, we see Venus. You see the order? It's the same order that's listed over here. And then there's these symbols, okay? The symbol, this little circle with the line, all right? That means conjunct. That's a conjunction, which means they're on top of each other. So let's look at that in the chart. It says here that the sun is conjunct the moon, because that is what a new moon is. Take a look, folks. Take a look. We'll pull the whole chart down and we look. The sun, 2635, the moon, 2635, conjunct, because they're right on top of each other. That's what conjunction means, and that's what we see. And they're actually over here, okay? It's hard to see them. The sun and the moon are going to be this one line together because they're literally exact, and that is a new moon. It's when the sun and the moon line up on top of each other at this exact point. That makes a new moon in the sign of Leo. But what else do we have? Look at Mercury at 28 degrees. Just 2 degrees away, we have the planet Mercury. So the sun is our ability to shine, to express, to relate, but uniquely. You know, it's not that group energy. That would be the opposite of Leo. Aquarius is my friends and my group energy. Okay, remember, energy runs along a polarity. Astrology is the science of wholeness. It is holistic because it's about the 360 degrees of your being. So when we talk Leo, this is me. This is my ability to express. This is how I express uniquely, creatively, how I have fun, how I date, how I have, what my whole romantic life, the relating, how I have fun with the body, my children, my creative expressions, my creative projects, what literally comes from me, from my hands or from my body, whether you are masculine or feminine energy. The sun is that creative aspect. The moon is your emotional world. The moon is your home, your inner sanctuary, your physical home as well, but it is most definitely your emotions, how you are emotionally satisfied. So on a new moon, on this particular new moon, you've got the sun and the moon together in Leo, creating and children and laughter. Oh yes, don't let me forget, Leo is all about laughing and having a great time, where my joy is in my life. So emotional factors which involve security. Having a good time is going to be a big deal. Being able to laugh. So this is going to be have a very fun vibe to it. And so I like this, but let's not forget, Leo is fire energy, fixed fire energy. So I'll be having a big old fire out back, that's for sure. I do new moon ceremonies. I do full moon ceremonies for anybody that's interested. All that means is you let me know what it is that you want to bring in, and I create prayer ties for you. And this is just what I do. I don't say, hey, this costs this much, or hey, you need to do this. No, all you got to do is figure out what it is you want, because that's what the new moon is about. What do I want? And we work together. We work together. You write your wishes down, your intentions on your end, and on this end, I create a native prayer tie for you, and I perform ceremony with my fire, with the earth, with all the elements, and we work together. That's just my thing. That's who I am. That is my Leo energy expressing to you. This is what I do. So if you want to get in on that, you just comment below any video. You say, hey, G, I want to be part of that. This is what I want. And so this is just somebody else putting another prayer out there for you. All right, this is us working as a community. This is us showing unity. And that is a high expression of Leo energy where you can say, okay, this is what I want. And how can I integrate that into the group, into what the group's needs are, what the group wants? And so this is an example of that. This is powerful, folks, because we have the sun and the moon and our thinking. We have the sun and the moon and Mercury. This is not common. That this is all going to be together. So typically what happens at this time, whenever the planet Mercury is close to the sun, we always say that our thinking isn't going to be real crystal clear because the thinking and Mercury being close to the sun overpowers it. So our ability to express, to be me is a big factor at this time. This doesn't have to be a negative thing because we're in changing times. We are transforming, okay? Transformation comes to play anytime we talk about the planet Pluto, anytime we talk about any of the Scorpio energies. These are deeply transformational things. So knowing where Pluto is in your chart, it's in Capricorn, and gosh, we've been talking about Saturn in Capricorn, Pluto in Capricorn, Jupiter in Capricorn for a full year, but Pluto's been here for 12, 13 years already. Saturn's been here for 2.5 years, just about now, 2 years, I'll say. And so Capricorn energy is all about our physical, material security in the world. It's all about our structures that we've been setting up. They've been set up over a long period of time. This is our career, our work, our highest ambitions in the world. And so this has been going through deep transformations. On a global scale, we're going through this as a country. This Capricorn energy is in the United States' second house of income, second house of resources. Big deal. Yeah, I'll save that video for another time. But so this, you want to know, where's that Capricorn energy in your chart? What house is it in? So if you're new to astrology, every house you see here, there are 12 houses in your chart. The first house, right? They're numbered. That's what those numbers represent on the inner side of this chart. They represent the house numbers. And house number 1 in this chart just happens to be Taurus. And so on this one, Capricorn energy is just the 10th house that it's in. But let's tie this into the moon. Let's go back to our new moon wishes. Typically on the new moon, that day, there's a 12-hour window of when it's very powerful. It's a time of wishing. And so you write your wishes down, folks, okay? Typically you want to keep it under 10, only because the energy then gets diffused, it gets scattered. You want to keep it focused on just 10. I can start doing more in-depth information about wishing. If you're interested in that, let me know. If you get the Jan Speller book, everything I'm sharing with you is really all her work, not my work at all. But I have found it to be valid. I have used it in my own system of testing, which is just treating the science of astrology like as an experiment and finding out, is there any truth to this? It's not because G tells you it is, but trust me, I've put in my time. I've put in my experiments. I've done it. And if I hadn't done it, I wouldn't be here sharing it. I've found there's a lot of truth in it. But I also have found there's many degrees of our freedom that are involved in this. So for someone to say, hey, this is going to happen, well, all we can say is that change is going to happen. That is what we can guarantee, because astrology promises that, and it shows us that. And well, if you've lived life, you know, yeah, change is the only guarantee. We know the Leo energies. We know what's at play. We know where the power is, okay? The frequencies, the emanations. So Leo is that creative spirit. But let's get into some of the other meat and potatoes of this. Let's scroll down here for a second. This may help you to see what we're going to talk about up there. Here, it's a little bit more easier in the fact that it shows us that the sun is conjunct the moon. Well, we just looked at that in depth. We also saw this. We can see the sun is conjunct Mercury. We just looked at that, right? We also saw the moon was conjunct Mercury, and we saw that in the chart. But let's go look at the blue stuff. Let's take a look at the sun trining. That's what a triangle means. The sun is trining Mars. The moon is trining Mars. Mercury is trining Mars. Whoa, let's take a look at that. All right, the blue lines, all right, are the trines, and you see that. You see the planet Mars is that circle with the arrow. Mars is in Eris energy. Now, Mars represents our body, and so does Eris. Mars rules Eris, and it just so happens that Mars is in Eris for the next 5 months. This is all about being the fighter, being the soldier, using the body to fight. Now, I'm not going to back down. I'm going to stand up. I'm going to go out and I'm going to do what I need to do. I'm going to speak my truth because Mars is also conjunct Eris. Eris is a feminine, revolutionary energy. It is all about, I will not stand still. I'm not going to sit back anymore. I'm going to speak up. I'm going to speak out. And because our bodies are involved, this becomes protesting. This becomes, I will go and take to the streets. I will hold up signs. You know, you can still be a silent protester, but you stand there or you sit there with your body to signify that I will no longer stand idly by doing nothing. I will show you by my actions. I will speak with my body. So I will stand there. And we've been seeing a lot of that, a lot of speaking with our bodies and standing up for what's right and fighting the corporate or the business or the governmental might. And that's all the red you see. And you see why it's so intense, why people are protesting. And we see that that's not going away. Eris is at 24 degrees. Eris and Mars are together. So this is going to be a hot time, folks. Eris and Mars, look at 2454, 2429. Eris is the fighter, okay? So is Mars, but they're working together, and they're working together to fight Saturn. They're working together to fight Pluto. They're working together to fight Jupiter, but it's really tight with Saturn. It's 2 degrees away. You see that? Eris and Mars are literally right between Saturn and Pluto. Saturn reads 2638. Pluto reads 2258. And these numbers, that would read 26 degrees and 38 minutes. Saturn. Yes, I'm sorry. Saturn is this letter H with a cross at the top. Saturn is structure. Saturn is rules. Saturn is Simon Says. That is Saturn. It is the one in charge. Saturn says, this is what we have to do. Okay, and I'm setting up structure for a reason. Even though at the moment you may not understand it or you may not agree with it, Saturn is about long-term goals. So when we're trying to do what's right, we need to think of long-term goals. If you don't follow Saturn's rules for the long-term goals, you will, just like Simon says, be put back at the beginning and you'll have to start all over again, right? And so that delays things, that slows things down. And right, in general, rules do slow things down, right? Instead of, hey, I want to go do this, and someone says, oh, but you have to do all these things first before you can go do that. So when you were a child, that was your parents saying, oh, but you have to do your chores first. And yes, Saturn represents the authority figure in your life. So this could be your parents. This could be whoever the person is who sets the rules, whether that's mom or dad or both, right? The boss at work, the CEO, the head of the world, the head of the government, right? That's Saturn. Pluto represents the power in Capricorn, the power. Remember, Capricorn is our structured 3D world. I know I start talking and all this stuff. There's just a million and one things that are coming up because energy and life, it's very complex. But Mars and Eris are fighting all of this. It's a square. Square energy is 90 degrees away. So we got, right? Let's figure that out, right? 24 degrees right here in Eris. So let's do this. 30, 60, 90. 90 degrees away, okay? But we do see it here by the red lines. 90 degrees is a square. A trine, this blue line, that's 120 degrees away. And so typically the trines are same Same elements, same element would be fire. And so Aries is fire. And that's a quick recognition of how to see the trine instead of counting 120 degrees. So getting back over here to all this red, this is a lot of fight mentality. I'm willing to fight the rules. I'm willing to fight the power. I'm willing to fight the good, the expansiveness, because that's Jupiter. Pluto is the power, but these are all in Capricorn. Traditionally, if you take a look, all right, you see Saturn here, and Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn energy. All right, and so Capricorn energy, when we see it, we know that it means the same thing as Saturn energy. So this is rules. This is rules. This is structure. This is rules and structure in the 3D tangible world. And that is transforming. Pluto's been there for the last 12 years, and it will be there for roughly 4 more years. So in 4 years' time, Pluto will get to the air energy of Aquarian energy, group energy. This has a group energy feel to it, but it's in the corporate world, right? It's at work, it's in business, it's in government, okay? But then when Pluto gets here, it's going to go to the people, all right? It's going to go to advancements for humanities where Pluto will be. And that's when we will officially begin the age of Aquarius. Yes, this is the sign of Aquarius. Remember, the planet Uranus, the awakener, is the ruler of that sign. All right, so let's float on back down to the new moon energy. Understanding the fight that Mars and Eris, understanding the conversations, the fight mentality, the arguing, the power. Pluto squaring Mars is always very much a breakdown because neither of them are going to back down. So it's okay. We can't agree to disagree. We're just going to simply end this. Or you maybe for some you call that an agree to disagree. Either way, you know, Mars squaring Saturn, Mars squaring Pluto, there is a definite, oh, wow, we can't make this right. And we need to be smart, we need to just say, hey, I guess we're going to call this quits and we're going to walk away. That is kind of look how that energy looks. So how does that work out for you in your chart, right? How does that work out in your life? It works out in that way by knowing where Capricorn and where Aries energy is, in what number house are they in for you. So if you can find those house numbers and comment them below, then I can tell you, I can give you a nice little paragraph of what that will mean for you, the general energies, okay? If you think astrology is a gimmick or if you think it's a joke and you want to test it, right? Then yeah, comment that stuff below and see what kind of a response I give you. And it's a response that's me just telling you based on knowing the emanations and the frequencies that these energies hold. And then you decide for yourself if this shit is legit. The new moon, what are we going to be working with? Our Leo energies. So when we're working with our Leo energies, that means we're also working with the opposite, which is our Aquarius energies. The sign of Aquarius. This is important at this time, folks. And it's important because Uranus rules Aquarius. And when we look, let's go find Uranus up in the sky. Uranus up in the sky is over here in the sign of Taurus. So this is all about our natural resources. This is all about that. Taurus energy is connected to the earth. Taurus energy is all about food, is all about agriculture. And boy, aren't we going through that? Right? Uranus is shocks and surprises, advancements for humanity. It is the awakener. Taurus energy is also about what we love, what we desire, what we want. All right? Venus is the ruler of Taurus. So at this new moon, if we want to get more information about this Taurus energy, what do? We look for Venus. Guess where Venus is, folks? Let's find her. Yeah, there she is. Look at this. Look what's happening. Venus at the time of the new moon is in the sign of Cancer. Venus in Cancer it is me time. It is self-love. It is I am setting up borders and boundaries for me. You've been asking and asking and asking this of me, and I'm saying I can only do half of what you're asking because I am thinking about me. I am putting me first. I need to take care of my emotional world. The sign of Cancer is our emotional security. It is me taking care of me because I value me. Remember, Venus rules Taurus. Taurus, Venus is all about relationships, and this is all about my relationship with myself. It says that Venus, if you look at the degrees, 10 degrees 59 minutes is exactly sextiling. See, it's in blue. I almost said trining because the blue lines are trines, but this is a sextile. It's 60 degrees away. That is, of course, half of the 120 degrees away. A sextile is beneficial energy, hence why it's in blue, but it's exact, folks. So this is a new moon wish upon your values, but values of self. How are you going to take care of yourself? Taurus, energy is my money. It's also my money, my resources. What do I have to do to make sure that I am emotionally secure? And many times, right? Because we live in the 3D world, our tangible security helps to stabilize our emotional security. Yes, this means it's time to get your money right, folks. This means it's time to start honing in on how you can use your Saturn skills, how you can use your Saturn Capricorn skills, right? Tangible 3D world to start organizing better, getting your stuff right, right? Get your stuff right so that you can have emotional security. And this is Venus talking to Uranus. So you're going to get great ideas because Uranus is all about that. Uranus and Venus are talking. And remember, Venus and Mercury are sisters. All right. So even though Mercury, her thinking right now is more about fun and having a great time and taking risks, Venus has got her back. Venus has got her back on this new moon. Venus is talking to Uranus in Taurus. And typically Venus and Uranus, folks, Venus and Uranus, when they talk, Uranus is all about new. Let's start something new. Uranus says, I'm giving you this new idea because Uranus is downloads from the universe, downloads from the cosmos. And so Venus is hearing what Uranus is bringing through. Her antenna is up and she can hear. And so she's getting information of how she can set up financial security, long-term financial security, to set up her long-term emotional security. So this is a lovely energy. This is lovely for the new moon. I'm so happy to see this here. This makes me feel good. I'm seriously, on this end, I'm just like, whoa, I am pinball. My energy is going off all the walls. This is lovely. Because some of us, for those of us who have served and served and served, we've spent this lifetime of giving and doing and serving. And at the end of the day, we're like, I'm broke. I got nothing. I'm empty. And it's like, wait a minute, that is really stressing me out. So now I'm stressed out to the degree where I can't do the work anymore. I can't be there for others. I can't serve. I don't got nothing to eat. I'm sacrificing the roof over my head. And so for those who have been entrenched in serving and doing the soul's work, this is that time where we're getting the universe coming through and saying, hey, you've done your bidding. You've done your work. Now it's time to make sure that you are secure for the long term so that you can go up and do that next level of work on a larger scale. But we got to make sure you're right. And this is what this is. This is the universe coming through and saying, okay. It's okay to step out of who you've been. It's okay to say, this is me time because I need you for the long haul. I need you for the long haul. It's time to take this Cancer energy, which on a small micro scale is your family, the family, your blood family, the people you were born with, right? This is mom energy. This is nurturing, but that's a very small scale. I know for some that might be big for them. They may think, well, what's more important than my family? On a big scale, humanity is your family. And so the macro of this is the public. Are you ready to do your work on a public scale? Look at that, folks. I'm not making this up. I'm just reading the energies and what they show, what they emanate, what they express. And that's what this is. So you need to find out in your chart, where is the sign of Cancer? Where is the sign of Taurus for you? What house are they in? Comment that below and I'll help share with you. by you telling me what house number they're in, which means you look for the sign of Cancer and you look up there and you see, oh, number 4. Now yours is going to be different because this chart and the houses are different. This is literally just a chart of the moment for the new moon. So in your birth chart, that's what we're talking about. Where's your Cancer energy in your birth chart? What house number? Where is your Taurus energy in your birth chart? I'm going to give you an example. My chart is not here. We're still looking at the chart of the moment. But for me, my Taurus energy would be over here. It would be in house number 12. So I would comment below and I would say, gee, my Taurus is in number 12. What does it mean? Right? And my Cancer is in my 3rd house. So if I got Taurus in my 12th and I've got Cancer in my 3rd, what does it mean, G? What is the universe trying to tell me? What can I do on a small scale for my family? And what can I do on a large scale for humanity? So that is how you figure that out. You need help? Of course you do. That's what we're here for. That's what I'm here for. I don't expect you to know that, but I expect you to listen to the video and to comment your information to me so I can get back to you. That's how this works. Unity in the community. It's going to involve wishing. Wishing with Leo energy of how to have fun, how to have a good time. And isn't having a good time and having fun part of how we have emotional security? Yes, this is the connection. Remember, Mercury and Venus are siblings. And so we need for them to relate, to communicate. Mercury moves fast. So in a few days, Mercury will then be in the sign of Virgo. And when Mercury gets in Virgo, it starts doing a buttload of thinking. The mind starts racing. So some of you may start to feel, especially when you go to sleep, especially those who have a Mercury ruled chart, unfortunately, you're probably going to be coming upon times, you could be coming upon times where you're sleeping less because the mind isn't turning off. All right, so what does that mean? It means start using those things that you used in the past where you would have a hard time sleeping at night. You might need to take your chamomile. You might need to take, some things, lavender, things to help you to relax, to wind down, those hot baths. You might need to start reincorporating those things that help you sleep through the night. Be aware that is coming. That is coming. And since that's, we're at August 18th here. So yeah, you can expect that August 20th, that last 7 days of August, that's going to begin. Okay. And Mercury does move fast, and that'll be a video for another time. But this new moon energy and understanding this fight mentality with Mars and with rules. Mars is action and it is our bodies. So when we see that Saturn, who is going backwards, Saturn is going to, Saturn and Mars aren't even at their tightest square yet, but we're going to be hearing about more rules with our action and with our bodies, which, for some of you, depending upon where you live, you might be hearing tighter rules coming in, more restrictions, more lockdown stuff happening. This would be normal because Saturn is imposing rules on Mars, and Mars is your body. This is how you take action in your life. So finding your Aries energy, what number house is it in? That's where you're going to see restrictions because Saturn is throwing them to you. These planets are all retrograde, which means they're moving backwards. And so if Saturn's moving backwards, right? So that means she goes to 25, 24, and Mars is moving forwards. Mars is at 24, 25. That means very, very soon after the 18th, you're going to be hearing more about restrictions coming in. What we haven't looked at yet is the beautiful grand fire trine that we have for this new moon. So far, there were lots of goodies, right? Lots of trine activity, but let's take a look over here. We have the galactic center, which is the letter G, okay? And we see all these trines. Look at this. So the sun trining the galactic center, the moon trining the galactic center, Mercury trining the galactic center, Mars trining the galactic center. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we see the moon trining Eris. We need to see the sun trining Eris. Let's go see what this looks like up here. Let's see it on a big scale. Let's see when we can see everybody. So the galactic center, so that we're clear, it says G-A-L-A. All right, that's just the way that they used it to symbolize it here. That is the galactic center. And the galactic center is considered source for the galaxy that we live in. I am not making this up, okay? This is not G's understanding of this. This is just what is. The galactic center right there at 27 degrees, 8 minutes, okay? On here is the south node. You can't see the south node, all right, on this particular chart. What you can see is the North Node. Yes, I know it's confusing. This is why you have an astrologer. This is why you come to G. You have a trusted astrologer that you know so they can break this stuff down. The astrologer is the crazy person who thought, God, I want to know more. I need to dive even deeper into this. And for some people, this is overwhelming. And I'm going to be honest, it was overwhelming for me at first too. So don't feel discouraged. This takes a lot of patience to learn. But North Node is right here, 2726. The North Node, every energy always has an opposite energy, okay? So if this is the North Node, then that means that 2726 in the opposing opposite energy of Gemini is Sagittarius. So we go and we look for Sagittarius energy at 27 and look, it's conjunct the galactic center and the nodes move backwards. So even though the North Node's at 2726, that means the South Node's at 2726. They are conjunct. They will be exact shortly after this. You know, we're talking a week or two because the nodes move backwards. That's what I meant earlier when I said they move backwards. The nodes move backwards, so the node will eventually be on here. But the node at this time on the 18th, you were already feeling it. You know, when the node's within 2 degrees, we already feel it. So we're all going through a major release. That's the South Node. Find out where Sagittarius energy is in your chart. Sagittarius energy is all about higher learning. It's all about a belief system, a philosophy in life, a religion. It's all about long distance traveling that requires to be up in the sky or across the ocean, right? It's Sagittarian energy. They're the traveler, the arrow that shoots straight up, but really would rather just go up and land on Mars or land on Jupiter. You know, that's Sagittarius. It's like, I want to travel out there to the universe. So it's long journeys. So find out, where's this Sagittarian energy? What house is it in for you? You're releasing a belief about something. So for many of us, we've unfortunately had to release a belief about going on a vacation that might have required us being in an airplane, right? Like, that's a wrap for 2020. And we're going to see, unfortunately, this is going to be a wrap likely for the next 18 months, folks. 18, 16, 17 months now, because the South Node is traveling through here and it will be releasing all my beliefs about this. This will be happening for the next 16 months. It isn't just the rest of 2020. That means a good portion of 2021 as well, right? We're releasing a belief about that. We're releasing a judgment. We're releasing our opinion about something. You can get more details when you find out what house number your Sagittarius energy is in. And yes, your Sagittarius energy can be in multiple houses, like you see it is here. And here it's in the 9th and the 8th house. And that is very typical, actually. I've found that it's more rare when I find people's charts where the house is equal. And yes, this is a tropical Placidus chart I use this because I find greater accuracy with the tropical Placidus house system with the way I understand energy and with the way I do astrology. It's not to say, hey, other systems don't work. This is what works best for me. We are releasing. And when we're releasing something and we're conjunct the galactic center, it means that the universe, the source, whether we want to or not, source is coming through and saying, it's a wrap. So find out where this Sagittarius energy is for you at 27 degrees. That's pretty important. So we can give it an orb of 2. So we can say 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. That area of your life, find out where those degrees are, what house they're in, and you are letting something go. And on this new moon, that 27 degrees, right? Look, the sun, the moon, and Mercury are supporting it. It's a grand fire trine between the sun, the moon, and Mercury, and Mars and Eris. Mars and Eris are at 25 degrees, so they're part of this. Remember, I said a 2-degree orb. And Mars moves forward. That R represents Eris, which is retrograding. Mars isn't retrograding here yet. Mars does begin a retrograde when we get into September 8th. But Mars will get all the way to 28 degrees before it begins its retrograde. So yes, Mars will be continuing a supportive trine to this release, this universal galactic center release. And on the new moon, you will have clear understanding because the universe is coming through and saying, we're releasing this belief. And so what does this belief have to do with? It's about self. It's about romance. It's about children. It's about creativity, my creative projects. It's about where I was taking a risk in my life. It's about things that I considered fun, people I considered fun, activities I considered fun. With my body, of course, because Aries energy is part of that, but so is Leo. And then your belief about that, right? Aries is myself, who I am, what I like to start, what I like to do, how I like to take action. Leo is how I like to have fun. My romance is dating and relating, mating, going out, having some wine, having a drink, but it's also children and creativity, my creative projects, but who I am uniquely, my unique expressions in the world, and my belief about what it is, my religion, my spirituality, my goals, my long-term ambitions. I know we don't normally talk about ambitions because that is this one, but Sag comes before that. So before it gets developed into a goal and an ambition, we're shooting up into the sky, into the universe, and we're thinking long term. We're thinking my future. And so this is very much about making a decision, honing in on your long term wishes, right? Because it's long term, it's your future. Sagittarius is expansive, it's the arrow, it's up in the sky. So it's definitely thinking long term. But it's more of this ethereal, like I can't even touch it with my hand long-term thinking. So it's this big, long-term, beyond the earth type of goal, right? It's something where you just go out there and you touch in with the cosmos and they give you information. And so at the time it seems untouchable. It's when it evolves and goes into here, the tangible. That's a whole nother thing altogether, right? Because that's how do we bring this ethereal, this 5D into the 3D, right? How do we infuse those energies? How do we make it real? How do we bring it in? How does it become where it can set up my tangible material security, right? This new moon is the universe's way of saying to you, it is time to dream big. It is time to write those things down. The universe is working with you intimately because it's working with you here, right? In terms of who you value, what you value, your love, and that you have to become first in your life. Until you love you first, the other love, the Taurus Venus love, like, ooh, I want to marry that person love, that right person for you won't come along until you put yourself first. Believe it or not. Yep, it's been a trick all of our lives. We were taught, no, you need to be doing for others. You need to sacrifice. But you need to first learn how to treat yourself, how to cherish yourself, how to stand up for yourself, how to say, I am worthy, how to say, no, you cannot walk all over me, how to say, no, I am not second. And if I am second in your life, then you become second in my life. And that's not being mean, that's being fair. And that is what Venus represents. Venus, folks, also rules the sign of Libra. And that is the sign of relationships, of marriage. So that gives us another clue, another cue as to what's going on. This is shocks and surprises. Remember, Uranus energy. So this is beneficial going to Venus energy. Where's your Libra energy in your chart? Because Venus rules that. So if Venus is receiving information from Uranus about what I love and who I love, how to love, how I receive love. Remember, this is important. We learn how to receive love first when we love thyself. Love thyself. This isn't about being a narcissist. This isn't about being an egocentric person. This is just saying, hey, I'm important too. That's what this is about. I'm important too, and I'm showing you that I'm important because I am putting me first, and I am going to take care of me. And this is that message for those out there who have been sacrificing. This is not the message for those who have been in power and who've been abusing and who have been taking. No, you already learned how to put me first. This is a message for those who have been constantly sacrificing. You know who you are. I can feel you. I'm part of you. I'm part of that group. This is about, okay, enough is enough. I got to take care of myself. And then once I get that right, I will have so much more to help take care of humanity. And this is the bottom line, folks. This is the message of this time. Take care of yourself so that you can grow and become the being that we need to take care of humanity. Come back and take care of humanity.